Guys, can you see it? It was 1620, 1720, 1820, 1920, and now 2020. We have a new epidemic, and that's called the coronavirus.
Good evening. The death toll increases.
The virus may be spreading even faster than previously thought.
Coronavirus has gone global.
There is no cure or no vaccine.
Confirmed cases are now just under 6,000.
The death toll has now jumped to over 100.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I just want to invite you to go watch my other videos, and thank you for tuning in for this video. I'm Carolin Petzholdt, and please, before we continue with this video, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. That's the little bell, so you don't miss any episodes, and then YouTube will send you some notifications. So you read the title today, so I'm going to talk today about the coronavirus. This is a very scary time for us because we are facing an epidemic.
Good evening. The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak in China a global health emergency.
So I want to talk a little about the coronavirus and how to keep you and your pets safe. So what is the coronavirus? So the coronavirus is like a normal common flu, but in more severe cases, it can also cause kidney failure and death.
And that is the overnight developments in the coronavirus outbreak as the number of cases and deaths jump once again. Here is the very latest. There are now 334 confirmed cases of coronavirus here in the U.S. Overnight, 2 more deaths were reported, this time in Florida. These are the first deaths outside of the West Coast and brings the total deaths to 17.
How does the coronavirus spread? The coronavirus spread through droplets in the air, like it's airborne. So if somebody cough and they're very small little droplets, it can land on you and you can inhale it and you can catch it. Or if somebody touched something, let's say somebody touched this charger and give it to you, you touch it and this person has the virus, you'll get the virus because you touch the surface of that person, what that person touches. Who wants this charger? Oh, okay. And now you see, Hope can get the virus because he's touching that charger that got infected. So it's very, very, repeat me the charger. It's very, very serious. So in order to keep your pets and yourself safe, it's always recommended to wash your hands and to be as hygiene as possible.
Overnight, the U.S. death toll rising to 17, with 2 deaths reported in Florida. There are now more than 300 cases nationwide and over 100,000 cases worldwide. From Los Angeles, where a second screener at LAX tested positive, to New York, where city officials are pleading for more federal testing kits.
There was a plague in 1620 called the bubonic plague. The bubonic plague, I probably pronounce it wrong, known as the Black Death, and it was carried around by rodents like rats, and people just die off. Then in 1720 there was the Great Plague of Marseille, and that was the biggest Western Europe plague and outbreak in the medieval times. 1720 it was in France, in the city of Marseille, and the disease arrived on a merchant ship called the Great Saint Anthony, which had picked up infected passengers during a journey in the Middle East. Then 1820 was the first cholera pandemic, and the cholera spread from Thailand. It spreads over to Indonesia and makes its way to China and then to Japan in 1822. And that infected people on ships. People on ships got infected. And guys, now we are 2020 and look at the cruise ships. We are still doing the same mistakes.
The first tests are in, and the coronavirus is on board the Grand Princess.
We are a sick ship, apparently.
And the symptoms from the Spanish flu was just a normal flu, but it was really deadly because it causes nausea, aches, and diarrhea, and they would have dark spots all over their face and cheeks, and patient would turn blue and then they would suffocate and die. And now in 2020 we have the coronavirus. Guys, can you see it? It was 1620, 1720, 1820, 1920, and now 2020. We have a new epidemic, and that's called the coronavirus. It's very deadly for elderly people, and it spreads through air and droplets and whatever you touch.
Hundreds of foreigners in Wuhan are returning home.
France and Australia have ordered evacuations.
200 or so Americans from arriving at a military Air Force base.
And then if you touch your face, you can go into your face. Do you know that a normal person touch 2,000 to 3,000 times a day their face? 2,000 to 3,000 times a day, and that's a normal person. We are right now facing one of the greatest epidemic in the 21st century. So I was talking yesterday with my sister, and my sister told me, like, in Europe they are panicking and they are stocking up. They are buying food, all the shelves are empty. Also on eBay, all the disinfective medicals, all the disinfective, like hand sanitizers and masks and gloves, they're all tripled and doubled in prices, and they're selling out very expensive. And people are just like really panicking and buying toilet paper and a lot of water. Everything is like, you know, like people are like stocking up. And, you know, like I don't want to put out like panic, but if you're clever, you should do the same. Because if you stock up, you are on the safe side. Right now, we don't know where it's gonna be going, but you have to be smart with it as well. Food, get water, and get toilet paper, get disinfectant stuff, because we don't know how this will work out. What most people get is rice and canned food and pastas, like things that have like a really high shelf life. Be prepared for the worst.
All this while the virus continues upending the economy. Things like airline sales and hotel prices are plummeting. Rideshare drivers are desperate for work. And eBay is banning things like hand sanitizer and face masks because so many people have been price gouged by all this panic buying. And it's not getting a whole lot better out there, guys.
You don't want to make yourself worry. You don't want to panic, but just be prepared and be wise. That's all what I'm saying. So stock up for you, for your family, and for your pets. Because if you have food for the next 2-3 months, that would be good. Don't be a fool and say, oh, this won't hit me, this will go by, and then everybody just like have extra food. Like just be prepared for natural disaster if they happens and if they comes, especially if you have pets. Like just be prepared and stock up for them, because like the times will be coming, guys, where, and I don't know when it is, but governments are gonna be shut down. Like government buildings and schools will be getting shut down and businesses will be getting shut down, like in Wuhan. Right now, Wuhan is totally a ghost city.
On the spread of the deadly coronavirus.
There are now calls for the federal government to take drastic measures.
56 people have died so far.
On the front line of a new viral epidemic, Wuhan is a city now in lockdown.
Hundreds of foreigners in Wuhan are returning home.
France and Australia have ordered evacuations.
200 or so Americans from arriving at a military Air Force base.
Like nobody is on the street. Everybody's in quarantine in their houses. And the economy just totally stopped. It's like a ghost town, like a ghost city. So just be prepared that schools will be shut down, businesses will be shut down, and government's buildings will be shut down too. So get your stuff all done as soon as possible, because we don't know what comes tomorrow. People are already stocking up in Germany, shelves are empty, and everybody is like, just like, you know, like panicking. You know, like it's not a coincidence that we have every century an epidemic. 1620, 1720, 1820, 1920, and now 2020, and it's always in the 20s. That is so bizarre. Like, comment below. I want to know about what you think about these epidemics, like always like 100 years apart from each other. So what can you do to avoid this? Okay, so first of all, again, I already touched on it. Wash your hands frequently, disinfect yourself, don't shake people's hands, and don't touch people, don't hug people. Like yesterday I was at church, nobody was touching each other, everybody was like, oh hey, and they gave them each other like a elbow bump or like a fist bump. But if you cannot even a fist bump, just say hi. Don't shake people's hands, especially strangers. Don't touch strangers. Try to avoid touching surface. And guys, money. The most germs is in money, like money, dollar bills. Just make sure like that you have a plastic glove or use your card. If you are buying stuff, like don't touch real money or have a gloves on, or after like you count the money, just wash your hands really thoroughly with warm water and soap. Don't go on cruise ships. Even the government says right now, don't go on cruise ships. They're very challenging. The plague and the viruses, the epidemic in the last centuries all came through ships.
The sum of so many fears now floating just 45 miles off the California coast. Princess Cruises confirming 21 people tested positive for the virus, including 19 crew members out of a test sample of just 45 people.
And now the cruise ships. Now they're coming through cruise ships. Like right now in Oakland, there's 21 infected person who's gonna enter California through a cruise ship.
At least 10 passengers from a previous trip who were on the same ship also tested positive. One died after disembarking. Meanwhile, the crisis spreading across Washington state with more than 80 confirmed cases. 2 new nursing homes in Seattle announcing positive patients after a week of misery at the Life Care Center in Kirkland.
Be careful with people who are sneezing and who are like, you know, coughing. You just want to be really, really careful because you don't want to like get sick from them. One time I stood next to a girl and she was coughing and I just felt like she coughed right into my face and like those little droplets are so small, and I just felt like immediately after like the cough, like 2-3 seconds later, I felt how the virus went in me, and bam, next day I was coughing, I was sick, I had a runny nose, and she was coughing and sick, and she came to work and she came sick to work, and it got me sick too. But you have to be really careful with those droplets.
You need to basically have a camera that is not as light sensitive, so basically black and white camera, and then we illuminated the droplets so that the scattered light from the droplets would be projected to the camera.
If characteristic speed in that cloud is larger than its settling speed, then it will be dominated more by that internal cloud motion than by its settling speed.
Translation?
The smaller drops go much further than the large drops.
Because the cloud keeps them afloat.
And right now, the finding shows that these clouds, particularly under usual conditions of temperature and buoyancy, has a tendency to go higher in the room and get sucked into the ventilation system. I could be in this end of the building and somebody could be in contact with my pathogens through infiltration in the ventilation system without me actually meeting that person.
Can do like avoid public places. Very, very important. Public, big areas where the crowds are. Don't go to screenings. Don't go to big events like stadium events or games. Don't go to concerts. Film festivals. Southwest by Southwest just canceled their film festival just because of the coronavirus, and they don't want to get people sick. This is huge, guys. This is really huge. Southwest by Southwest in Texas is a huge film festival, and they just cancel it.
Fears from the virus now leading to the cancellation of major events like South by Southwest. Austin's Megatech meetup canceled for the first time in its 34-year history.
Public transportations, even pools, guys. Don't go in swimming pools or saunas and stuff like that. Just don't. Just stay at home and just don't do that. Those little masks, honestly, is helpful, but won't protect you from the virus because it's very thin and there is like so many entry points on the sides where it can come in. This is the metal. This goes over here like this. The metal is always up around your nose, so you can kind of form it with your nose, and this comes around your ears like this. Like this. Okay, like this. And you see, guys, here are entry points. Entry points, entry points. It can still fly into your face right here and here. This mask is not safe enough. You need 2 masks, like something that really covers it up like that, or a really, really high, heavy duty mask that you can buy in Home Depot for like $34, where like a gas mask where you don't really like, you know, like with those 2 air thingy. But this is okay, but it won't protect you if you are right standing next to an infected person. Hobie, what do you think about my mask? Yeah? You like it? You don't like it? Look. He doesn't like it. You like my mask? Oh, he doesn't like my mask. You don't like my mask. I know. You like my face so naturally without the mask, right? Okay. So let's throw this mask away. Gone. Just be prepared. Don't be a fool and say, oh, you are like exaggerating and this is like just it will just go by like the Ebola virus and the SARS virus. No, this will stay a little longer. Like this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Here's some points what you can do with your pets. What to do with your pets in a corona or epidemic situation. Or come on, baby. Hoppy, come down. Come down. Come down, Hoppy. Yeah. So this is what you do with your pets. Stock up for your pets. Very, very important. I can't stress it enough. Stock up for your pets, that your pets have enough food for 2 to 3 months without you needing to go to the store. Buy lots of canned foods. If you have a cat, buy lots of like cat litter, dog food, cat food, whatever food you need for your birds. These guys eat pellets, so I have a lot of like pellets. Like I have like over 160 pounds of walnuts in my drawers, and I buy it for the whole year for those hyacinths. They eat a lot of nuts, guys. So I'm good with my bird food supplies. And then water, guys. Very important. Have enough water in your house. Water, you need water. Like once everything goes down, people are gonna fight for food and for water. That's the most basic survival to live. Food and water. Okay, so and then also like if you know one animal or one pet is sick, make sure you don't share their toys with other birds or with your other pets. Don't share water bowls. Don't share toys and food bowls. Keep them all separate, that they drink out of separate containers or separate dishes. Don't wear outdoor shoes in your house, guys. Very important. I know in the Western culture we just walk in with our shoes right into our home, but you know, shoes are so filthy. They are so dirty. I don't understand how people can walk in with their shoes in their house. Like in the Asian culture, shoes are all taken off right in front of the door when you enter the house, and you walk around just with socks or bare feet, and it's so much cleaner. Like you walk with your shoes the streets are so dirty, and then you walk the shoes in your house, which your house will be also dirty. So shoes are so dirty. Make sure like always wash your shoes or take it out before you enter your home, because once you have your outside shoes in your house and you walk over your carpet and then you sit on your carpet, you know, like stuff is on your shoes, guys. Just maintain common sense hygiene. So if your dog is sick or your pet is sick, keep it away from your other healthy pets and quarantine it. Very important. You don't want to get like your other pets sick. Quarantine is the way to go for now, because it's kind of like, you know, set that one sick animal apart. That's what quarantine means. In a different room for like 2 weeks. That's what I did with Love. Once I got Love, I set him apart. My other birds didn't meet him immediately, because baby birds are more highly like to have like bacteria infection, and I don't want my other birds to get sick. So if you haven't watched that video, watch that video here. I'm gonna link it. Like I quarantine my baby birds. So set apart, and quarantine means set apart and make sure the other flock is safe. You know, like somebody else's dog can be sick, and or somebody else's bird can be sick, or somebody else's cat can be sick, and then it will just infect your animals as well. So just be really, really careful with your animals. And then take extra precaution if you have elderly dog or elderly pets, and also young dogs and young pets, or like young birds, because they are the most vulnerable, exactly like humans. The elderly human beings are very vulnerable. They are dying first, and then also the young, because our immune system is not really like very strong. So, and then the middle-aged like people, they are kind of like okay, they can fight it off, and the coronavirus can be healed. There's not a cure, but you have like either if you get the virus, either you'll be infected or you'll be immune and you won't get infected.
As an individual, 80% we know are going to be fine with this disease. That being said, you can still infect those that are the most at risk for the disease and underlying conditions, et cetera. So it comes down to the individual. You have to have protection against your, protection yourself. If you are ill, consider canceling. If you're immunocompromised or have any kind of underlying conditions, definitely consider canceling any kind of trip or going to a mass gathering.
So how to be immune? This is something very important. So what I would recommend is keep yourself really healthy. Eat healthy food, eat veggies and eat fruits. Stay away from sugary stuff, stay away from candy, stay away from soda and pizza and all these like burgers and fatty stuff that will lower and bring your immune system down. It will weaken your immune system. And if your immune system is weakened, you can catch the virus faster and you can kind of get sick faster, and it can like stop the respiratory function of your body, and then it can shut down your kidney and then you die. So it's very, very important that you keep yourself healthy and eat healthy food. Drink a lot of water. Guys, look at that. I have so much water here. I'm drinking like 2 to 3 bottles of water liter per day. Like they say it's like 2 liters, 2 bottles per day, or 8 cups per day. But drinking water, so good. I love water. So drinking water helps you to stay hydrated, helps you to build and renew your cells in your body. So drink a lot of water. Water is the best medicine. Don't drink sugary drinks. Don't drink alcohol. Don't drink like all these crap where there's like artificial coloring in there. Just drink water in its natural, purest form. Yeah, and I would also recommend bottle your own water or drink filter water. Yeah, so this is it, guys. This is my video about the coronavirus. I hope you can learn something. I hope it helps you to keep yourself safe, to keep your family safe, and to keep your pets safe. Comment below, let me know what you think and how do you keep yourself safe. Okay, that's it. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and I'll see you next time. Go check out my other videos too. I love you and I'll see you next time. Bye.